Hi everyone, Adrian Groenewald, Me Vision Academy. My privilege to be with you and with someone who's going to share her purpose with us. She found her purpose before I introduce our special guest. These are our purpose conversations. And I'm also welcoming you as you start listening to a frontier of a new era where we are mobilizing purpose-driven individuals to become citizens of Me Vision. Now, why I say that is we view it as a first ever digital global country with no borders. Okay, here we mirror the sectors and leadership levels of physical nations, empowering our Me Vision citizens to profoundly influence and elevate their home countries around the globe. So we're literally almost creating a country digitally, replicating the sectors of countries, but because it's digital, we can call ourselves global. But with us today is Lauren Barbour. She's the head of customer experience and success in a large organization, and she has found her purpose. I think when we talk about purpose, Lauren, for me, it feels like one walks on sacred ground because it's something special that you've discovered why you're on this planet in some ways, and not everyone can say they have. So, welcome and tell us whether, I like this question, was it accidental or was it intentional for you to find your purpose?
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. It was a bit of both. I will say that while you were running the poll, I was eagerly watching the numbers and was very surprised by the number of people that that effectively said that they had found their purpose.
I was too.
So I'm known by everyone as being someone that is a challenger and digs deeper. And I'm hoping that part of this conversation is going to help people to actually just really evaluate how much they know their purpose. So your question, accidental on purpose, it definitely started out accidentally. And for me, at least, I found that I was being led through life and would try and associate my purpose to the job, to the work that I was currently doing. I started looking for the purpose within the business and what was noble about it, and took that on, tried to personify that. And that was the intentional piece. It was as much for motivating myself as for motivating my teams and those around me. But then there was a couple of unintentional drivers. And the key things is that I discovered that looking purely from a professional level and trying to personify a business's purpose does not actually give you purpose. So the intentional part now has been around understanding that I am not just head of CX and account and strategy. I am a holistic person. I have family, I have children, I have friends, I have multiple interests, I have various passions. And intentionally, it's been about getting to the crux of what is that purpose that is holistic and that works in every aspect of my life. Because you're always going to be at odds with yourself and with your environment if your purpose is actually not representative of you as a holistic person.
I so relate to that. In my early corporate career as someone who climbed to managerial level, I was so badly trying to seek my purpose in the context of the organization. So that sounds right, and maybe there's an element of correctness in that, but find your purpose and then move outward. So it's that desire to be happy in the work environment, the desire to give your best, and you really try and find your purpose. And I could give you examples, but I won't here. This is your interview, but so I totally relate to what you're saying. Tell us, before you tell us your purpose, maybe with more exactness, what do you think discovering one's purpose does to the leader within? So if I'm in a technical position and I discover my purpose, will it drive me towards leading or not necessarily? If I'm in a leadership position already and I discover my purpose, I think obviously it's going to make me a better, more energetic, passionate leader. Just your thoughts on the link between discovering my purpose and being a better leader or a leader.
does help with leadership, but more importantly, if you've taken the time and the efforts to really understand, not just look at the tagline, but to build down into the core values of your purpose. For me, at least, it has an element of leadership, but more importantly, it actually has an element of showing up, taking the seat that needs to be taken. So it's not just my purpose as a leader, it's my purpose as a human being within a community. And being humble enough to know when that means I step out as a leader, and humble enough to know when I actually need to leave the leadership to better hands and be a contributor in some other way. And I think that's really the trick of leaders. The best leaders, the leaders that are followed most, are leaders that are not there for their own platform. They're actually there to contribute as and where is needed.
Thanks, Lauren. What did you discover as your purpose, or uncover, or find?
I found that it helped me to actually be aware of the fact that my previous approach to purpose, which was very superficial, was not actually delivering the desired outcome. And that if I didn't spend time actually really considering the purpose and considering the elements of the purpose, it was not going to be fit for purpose. And apart from the fact that it needs to be holistic, it needs to be flexible. It can't be a set purpose and that's it, tick done. You grow, your life stages change, the world changes around you. And your purpose needs to be able to actually flex within that. And it will change sometimes. Sometimes it's maybe a minor change. Sometimes it might be a major course correction. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. Linked very closely to that is that purpose, if you actually don't have any way of understanding the metrics, if you can't measure it and how you're doing according to what you've actually set as that purpose, is also not very useful. Because in life, we all want to contribute, we all want to show up, we all want to leave behind us a legacy. But you don't want to go through life hoping that happens. You really want to take control to be able to know when you're moving in the right direction. Purpose is also not about you. It is about the world around you, it's about the people around you. And purpose needs to be something that is clear enough that you can set boundaries. Because to move from that state of life leading you and you trying to uncover purpose within where you are, to moving to a state where you are in control of your life and you're actually directing yourself and your environment towards the purpose that you need. You truly do need to understand that what that means is about you live in an ecosystem, and if it's not something that fits within the ecosystem and is only internalized, you're putting yourself at odds with the reality of life.
So, I mean, amongst other things you said, if I truly find my purpose, I will find a direction. I'll find a vision. I will set a plan. I will do things that I can eventually measure anyway. So do you want to share with us your purpose? What do you wake up to do every day?
So I wake up to contribute in life in a way that I can see, I can measure the fact that the contribution has been positive. The big difference for me is that the major focus of my purpose is that I want to be changing a life at a time in a deep and meaningful and lasting way. And the purpose for me is around the fact that human nature is you don't do what people tell you to do. You do what you see other people do. And I have to then actually display consistently the kinds of behaviors and the kinds of triggers and motivators that will uplift those people around me. It's also about then helping with problems and challenges I've experienced in my own life in terms of the confidence that you have in your abilities, in terms of your confidence to actually step forward and make yourself visible. And ultimately, a key metric for me is that we talk about purpose, we talk about leadership, we talk about that bringing happiness in your life. But there are still so many people that are actually unhappy in their life. Work is a drudgery for them. So this lofty concept of a tagline purpose is not working. And it's about the fact that to change anything, there's certain drivers that underlie that. To change those drivers, to allow for most, if not all people, to actually have a real purpose and gain happiness and contentment and contribution from that, that you need to be a ripple of a larger movement. Not everyone can change the world. It takes the world to change the world.
Mm. So it really is about impacting individuals on a deep level, and I guess helping them find their purpose. As you say, it can be quite a superficial thing, saying, I'm happy at work, but if I'm honest with myself, I'm not. Or I'm happy in life, but if I'm honest with myself, I'm not. So finding that authentic purpose, not just a purpose. Yes. We're all driven by a purpose. Otherwise, we wouldn't wake up in the mornings, and it may just be to pay the bills. That's just not a very inspirational or meaningful purpose necessarily, although it's important. So thank you for that. Maybe just a tip or two in terms of how people can find their purpose.
Okay. First and foremost, don't confuse needs with purpose. You need to provide for your family. You need to do a lot of things in life, kind of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That is not purpose. Purpose has to be something which elevates you, which pushes you to continuously learn and grow, to continuously be agile. Don't be in love with the solution, with the purpose. Be in love with the process and be in love with what it actually means for your journey. Purpose is not the destination. Be very intentional about it and take the time to really actually dig deep and to understand what are all of those factors that need some part of you, that therefore need to be part of your purpose. So that, again, you have one purpose that is fit for you as a holistic individual. The other thing is that you have to embrace the fact that discovering, uncovering, building, refining your purpose is one thing, but actually living that purpose is quite different. Certain human behavioral traits. We like comfort. We like certainty. We want to avoid change. These are three things that you've actually got to consciously work against and almost kind of break those subconscious human traits to be able to live the purpose that it actually adds value to your life and the life of people around you.
Yeah. You said so many valuable things there. The one, don't confuse need with purpose. And that changed my view in this very instance. So I used to think in a way that even people who just wake up to pay the bills, there's some kind of purpose there. And maybe there is, but actually it's more need than it is a purpose. Purpose is much deeper, and it's there in the heart, and it comes from a inner place. Lauren, Barbour, thank you so much for your comments on purpose. I really appreciate it. You're the head of customer experience and success, and we appreciate the fact that you took the time to find your purpose, and we are excited to walk a journey with you to help others discover their purpose. Thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Thanks, Adrian, and great job on what you're doing.